Western Growers is a specialty crop trade association. We represent the fruits, nuts, and vegetable growers in the western region of the U.S. There is a driving need for automation in agriculture, primarily because of labor. So labor is getting more expensive, labor is getting harder to find. We have to use more and more immigrant labor, which drives the cost further up. And all of this combines to make growing in California a lot harder. So our members have been very upfront with me. If there's one thing that we can help them solve as part of Western Growers Innovation, it is help them automate some of those processes that are so labor intensive, because they're short of labor now and it's getting worse every year. The most labor intensive parts of ag, really there's four categories. Harvest is the first. Harvest is the most expensive. In some cases like strawberries, harvest can be half the cost structure of the entire crop. And in many specialty crops, harvest can be a third of the cost all by themselves. The next big three are weeding, thinning, which is selecting certain plants to keep and certain plants to get rid of, and planting itself. So between planting, weeding, thinning, and harvest, you've got over 80 to 90% of most labor on most specialty crop operations. So the robots that are here today can help with many of those functionalities, right? So there's weeders that can help with the weeding process. There's harvesters that can help with harvest. There are some thinning technologies as well. And then actually, there's a complementary set of technologies like Burrow where you've got harvest assist. So they don't harvest the crops, but they take the table grapes that are harvested back from the crew to the truck, which may not seem like a big move, but logistically it's 15 to 30% labor savings. So all of these robots together in one place give the growers a chance to say, okay, what do I want to see and who do I want to talk numbers to? Because the growers are most interested when the robot works and the economics behind the robots work. So I think the main thing I would propose for the development of farming is capital, right? So these startups require so much capital. In most cases, it can be $50 to $100 million to get a product into market and a product into scale, right? So you take the average harvest startup, they can only do at the moment, until someone proves this wrong, one crop per robot, right? We've got hundreds of specialty crops. Well, guess what? I'm not going to be able to help these startups, and they won't be able to get on their own, billions of dollars of venture capital to solve harvest. So we need capital in two ways. We need capital to help these startups get there, to help the first couple get to the finish line, and we need capital for projects like my collaborative effort, the Global Harvest Automation Initiative, to actually help the startups get their product roadmap built with less capital in less time. So if we give them a standard set of ag tech Lego blocks, we can change their model and take 2 to 4 years off their roadmap and hopefully 8 to 10 million off their spend. And so by building it once for $25 million, I can save every startup that 8 to 10 million and every startup 2 to 4 years. That's a massive advantage for the lift. So those two things working together, more capital for my Lego blocks and more capital for the startups that make it through that process to get to scale, we're gonna need both of those to get harvest solved. The rest of them we can get solved without as much more capital, but if we're gonna solve harvest, we really need capital on both sides. Help build the Lego blocks, and then help get the ones that make it through the Lego block phase into scale, into market.